Hi, folks. Welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. I'm Jeff.
I'm Heidi.
And we're back with more Farscape.
Yay!
Now, we just finished filming our reaction to Out of Their Minds, which was the previous episode of Farscape. We had a good time with that. A lot of fun, body-swapping episode.
Yeah.
Good stuff there. We're about to watch episode 10 of season 2, which is My Three Crichtons, which the title is a play on the My Three Sons. I'm curious to see what this means in relation to the crew of Moya.
Yeah.
And of course, poor John, as his name is in the title. We have been enjoying this ride through Farscape. We hope you have too. If you haven't already subscribed and hit the thumbs up, the bell, all those things that people tell you to do on the YouTube.com channel
on the YouTubes,
on the interwebs. Please do that. It really does help, and it helps you not miss the next episode that we do. So be sure, if you haven't already, and do that. We're not going to really do too much recapping or talking about that episode. We enjoyed it thoroughly.
That was a fantastic episode. And, I think one of the best of season 2 for sure. So far.
And for sure a lot of fun for the actors and actresses to jump into different roles and play different parts, and you know, got a lot of good character beats in there too. So we were excited with that. I'm very curious to see where we go next. See if there's any holdover from that episode. We don't know. You mentioned Zan's hand might be something that...
Yeah, I feel like that's, she said she had to heal it slowly, so we'll see how much hand she actually has left.
Start calling her Stumpy?
Yeah, we can't call her... It was Lefty that was denutriated.
Yes.
So...
Denutriated.
Yes, I made up a word. I love it.
Yeah, I feel pretty denutriated myself. We are going to dive into this episode. We're going to tell you what we think about it, and then what we want you to do is jump down into the comments and let us know what you think about this episode and what you think about season 2 in general so far. We love talking to you guys down there and replying to the comments. You guys are always so kind and gracious to us, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We know that our schedule has been somewhat haphazard of late because we've been dealing with real life things, personal things, and also preparing for a move that's going to come later in the summer. So we got a lot on our plates. We appreciate your patience as we figure this thing out and try to get back to something resembling a normal schedule.
We'll get there.
But
all of these will be up there eventually. Just know that we're not going to stop doing this. It's just going to be, maybe not as regulated of a schedule as it had been. So
yeah,
here we are.
We are excited to be back with Farscape. We're really digging this ride. I know we're reacting to several things. We're reacting to Falcon and Winter Soldier right now. Heidi's reacting to Deep Space Nine.
Yep.
Got a lot of people watching those reactions. So if you like Farscape and you're a Deep Space Nine or Star Trek fan, you should go check that out as well. And we've got a lot of shows that we've already finished: WandaVision and Class and Stargirl and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all kinds of things. So if there are any of those shows that you're interested in, be sure and check those out as well. We would love to have you on board. Anyway, we're not going to waste any more of your time. We're just going to dive right into My Three Crichtons.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Moya's sensors have just picked something up. It appears to be actively tracking us.
It's Q.
I hope not. Oh, no. It's in Moya.
What? What is in me?
It's moving too fast to track, pilot.
It's the biggest firefly I've ever seen. Except for Serenity.
Yes. Or maybe it's like categorizing things. Like it knows what a Luxon is. So it's bored and moved on.
So it's not going to know what a human is.
I think so. Oh, it's swallowing John.
Shoot it again. See what happens.
Shoot it.
Shoot it.
Vacate the area immediately.
That's not vacating. Oh, one. Two.
Whoop.
Oh.
What is that?
No, I'm not cut.
It was the creature.
The creature.
You weren't the only thing to come out of that sphere. Doggo's tracking it down now.
This can't be right.
What can't be right?
As far as I can tell, you received no injuries while you were in that sphere.
Oh, is that a bad thing?
Well, it means that this blood has to have come from the creature, but...
But it's yours.
John, this blood is yours. You know my name? I don't understand.
Okay, so we got devolved, John.
There goes Suzanne, okay? She's gonna figure out what's going on.
We're gonna get evolved.
You know Zan?
Zan.
Blue.
Good.
Oh, truly hideous. But take away the hair, the brow. I can see a resemblance to you, Crichton.
Well, it's enough to make him think he's you.
Great. It's got my blood. My DNA.
Shanna's right. It's got a lot more than that.
That's nuts. I mean, who in their right mind would want a copy of me, much less this caveman version?
Brainiac.
Who are you and what do you know about the sphere? Oh, I know as much as you do. Is that because you're supposed to be me? Look, I understand the bizarreness of this situation, but I'm telling you the truth. I am John Crichton.
It appears that the sphere is generating some sort of interdimensional portal.
What?
This Bob is creating a dimensional hole?
Yes.
No.
It's actively trying to pull us through.
No. Stop.
Estimates we have less than a quarter on before it pulls us through.
Right.
Neat.
And if the ship gets pulled through, I get pulled through as well. So give me your comms. Aaron, trust me. The settings have to be synchronized with readings from the sphere, or they'll never counteract the pull. They have to be synchronized. Recalibrate to 85%.
You're not gonna seriously do what he says, are you?
Shift them down! Shift them down!
Yeah. He took.
Pilot, are you good to go up there?
On your command.
Dargo!
It took him 15 seconds to get there, but he understood.
Doing it.
Sam. There you go.
It worked. The screen's deflecting the sphere's energy back on itself.
What the hell, yeah?
Apparently, another Crichton.
Another.
Hello, Pip. I don't suppose he's told you anything useful about the sphere?
You don't have to go through me. Ask him yourself.
You, me, too? Would there really be any point? Looking at him, however, does raise some interesting possibilities. There seems to be a pattern to my replication.
Don't you mean Crichton's replications?
Indeed. He is the template, the original.
Translating to alien brainwave pattern, you incapacitated our sample collection vessel, resulting in the loss of the targeted sample and genetic derivatives. Internal repairs have been completed, but our vessel cannot return unless it carries at least one of the target samples. If a sample is not placed within the vessel, it will automatically retrieve all biological matter within 1 meter of its radius. We do not wish to harm you. To avoid inadvertent damage, place one of the targeted sample into our vessel. One of the targeted sample.
1.
Hey, you got just as much right to be here as he does.
A remarkable device.
Yeah.
You understand what this is?
This is so fitting of Chiana's character. I like that they paired her
Yes,
with
it's a
him.
remarkable device. I just wish you'd chosen some other life to study. Why me? Why not all of us? Because it's never seen anything like us before. Correct.
Your logic may be firm, but it is cold.
But correct. When all the options have been exhausted, the John Crichton you know will reach the same conclusion. I get there quicker. That's the only difference. It's time. I know. Would you like me to take care of it? You think I don't feel for him? Of course I do. But I'm prepared to do what has to be done. Now, would you like me to take care of it? No. I'll take care of it.
Good man.
John. Don't feel bad. You knew this moment was coming.
You think I'd just let you kill him? I set him free.
I think my baldy needs to go anyway.
From you, doggo!
Where is he?
Somewhere you'll never find.
You know what you've done? We had a simple choice. Simple. He dies, we live. Now
That's
we all die.
never a simple
Moya
choice.
dies.
We have 2 choices left.
2? I'm the one who's supposed to be here. Do you think I should go in there?
Yeah? Well, what about your bald-headed friend? He meant to be here too?
I tried to find another way.
Oh, yeah. I bet you did.
Damn it, Gianna, that is not fair.
Fair? You think this guy's nothing. He's you. He's warm. He's sensitive. He's everything I ever liked about you.
I think we're going to have a Crichton versus Crichton showdown, and Crichton's going to have to save himself from Crichton.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm letting you go. Get out of here. Go! Move it!
So if Big Brain Crichton is so big brain, how did he not know where other Crichton hid?
Well, I would think he's so smart he would want to get rid of this Crichton first.
I let him go.
Because he would deem the other one super easy to get rid of later.
John, you had your chance. And you blew it. We're out of time. Bet you didn't guess that move. You're very predictable. I prefer to think of it as reliable.
Mm-hmm.
You understand it has to be this way. I could never really be me with you still around. I'd always be the outsider.
There we go.
Ed? Yeah.
Oh.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey, you don't have to do that. Want to? Not my place.
Aw.
Don't belong. Look, I don't really belong here either. Your time. Your place.
I heard about what you did. You really offered to take the dive.
It took me a while.
But you got there.
And I needed some help.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
I wish I could be. I always thought I was a good guy, Gianna. But it was the least developed one of me. The one I thought least likely who did the right thing. Somehow you knew.
I know you.
All right, that is it for another episode of Farscape. This one, My Three Crichtons. Heidi, your thoughts?
I hate that I went to the exact same conclusion as everyone on board. I do. I hate that because as soon as I did, I was like, but why him? You know, why should it be the least evolved one that goes in just because he can't help as much as, you know, our Crichton and the Brainiac Crichton?
Right.
I mean, they're three of the same technically, so why should it be? And I hate that I thought it, and I hate that that it, you know, that it even crossed my mind. But I can't imagine that it wouldn't have crossed anyone's mind.
Sure.
So you know, I hate that, but it's a really great, you know, mirror to hold everyone up, hold yourself up to think what would you do in a situation like that. And so, you know, I knew that Arjan was trying to figure out how to not to. How to not to, you know, trying to find the solution. So at least he was attempting to do anything but the wrong thing. I kind of, I mean, obviously the rest of the series didn't include a weird John, So I kind of figured it would be both of them that would go in. I just didn't realize it would be under those conditions necessarily.
Right.
So.
I think it's a really interesting mirror to hold up to just the world in general and the state of things in general, especially because we live in the age of the internet where we all have supercomputers in our hands all the time and can instantly check news from anywhere in the world, can instantly check weather and information, and hear over lunch about some news story that we didn't know anything about. We can instantly look it up and find out all this information, whatever. And we tend to think that because we can do those things, that modernity is better, and we tend not to think about the things that we've lost in that movement into modernity. And there are plenty of things about life, and I say all the time, like, I love having my phone. As a matter of fact, she gets on to me because she didn't get on to me, but she doesn't understand my need to update to the newest iPhone. I usually wait a generation. I skip a generation, then I get the one that comes after. But that's who I am. I love the tech. I love the accessibility of everything. But then there are other things that I miss being able to go for a ride and know that nobody knows where I am. Nobody can look on their tracker app and see where I am. Nobody can call me. Nobody can interrupt what I'm thinking about. Nobody can do whatever, because I do have a phone with me all the time. When I was in college, I didn't have a cell phone. I could be gone for hours and nobody would know where I was. Now you can say, well, that sounds scary, but it's not. I enjoyed, I would drive for hours and lose myself places and explore new places and just be in my head and kind of figure out, my next move in life or whatever, because I didn't have all the distractions that I have now. Now, not all those distractions are bad things, and certainly given the current pandemic, technology's helped a lot of us to continue to work and to continue to school and to do all those things. But we also, family time probably looks a little different than it did 10 years ago. Everything from politics to religion to, entertainment to everything looks different because of technology. Not all good, not all bad, but I think sometimes it's worth it to think about those things. What did we lose going from this state to this state? And what might we lose if we follow that trend forward? And sorry, gesticulating a lot. Mm-hmm. Phalanges. But yeah, I feel like sometimes it's worth asking ourselves those questions. Yeah. And of course, a lot of people find themselves now in modernity, thinking that what we believe now, what we know now is the right way to think, is the way to think or whatever. And then we try to hold people that lived 50 years ago or 100 years ago or 200 years ago to that same standard when the world was a very different place, and we can't possibly do that. Yeah. Likewise, there are going to be people 50 years from now, 100 years from now, 200 years from now that think that as sure as we are that we're right about the things that we're trying to do and the good that we're trying to put into the world right now, there will be people 50, 100, 200 years from now that are like, oh my gosh, how could they ever have thought that? And we can't predict that. We can't know that. All we can do is the best with what we have right now. And I think shows like this and episodes like this, kind of bringing up some of those bigger questions, even though it was in a fun, fantastic sort of way. It's good to think about those things. Yeah. Where have we been? Where are we going? Do we like where we've been? Do we like where we're going? Are there things that we can decide now that impact what we bring with us from who we used to be and what we take with us into tomorrow? I think those are decent questions to be asking.
Starting to make my head hurt. Time travel always makes my head hurt.
Well, I'm not talking about time travel.
You're not, but you're kind of you are.
But with this is what I think sci-fi and fantasy
get right.
I think they excel because they can ask these big questions in fun ways, and then make us think. Yeah.
And for sure, for something that came out just over 20 years ago, this is, or almost, over 20 years ago, this is still fresh. This is still a worthy episode that could be very applicable to today. So it's really nice. sometimes shows like this do not stand the test of time, and I feel like this for sure is one of those episodes that absolutely does.
And you get those little character beats, when Chiana was talking to John there at the end, like I didn't tear up, but I felt in my chest that emotional sort of thing. Like, I love their relationship. I love that I get their relationship. I love that it's simple and sweet. And that when she says, I know you, I believe her, that was what she saw in devolved Crichton, and that she, some part of her trusted John to eventually make the right decision.
Right. And likewise, Zan knows our John very well and just could not even see him in Brainiac John. Mm-hmm. And it's so foreign to see her contempt of him. It was great acting.
Yeah.
But that shows you the relationship she has with our John.
Right. But likewise, also, we saw that Aaron could see, that like his response to things was so cold, and that's not what she's used to from John. She used to be so cold. She used to be maybe not quite that cold, but she used to be cold, and she's not used to that being John. So yeah, all of those little character details were so well done and so well acted by the cast here that it really makes the episode work.
Yeah, and then I love two more things from
Sure.
me. I love that Rigel's true to Rigel. He didn't care which one of them he stabbed in the neck.
Sure.
So that was fun.
First one I come across. Yeah, that makes total sense.
And then finally, Dargo, going with our John, knowing that our John was not loving that walk to the cell to get the Cro-Magnon John,
but not willing to let his friend do the hard thing alone.
Yeah. And knowing our John, he was the one who wanted to do it himself.
Yep.
So
and that's what I said. Good man. It's hard to do the right thing when you think the right thing is an awful thing. Yeah. Or when you're having to own up to something that you really would rather not. Mm-hmm. It takes a real, it takes a person of real character to do that. And that's why I said good man, because it's hard to be in that position and to do the right thing. And, John knew it wasn't the right thing. It was just the rightest thing he could think of to do in that moment.
Because unless he went there himself, he knew that Brainiac Crichton would absolutely do the thing and that he didn't want him to do.
Sure.
And he wanted to give himself a chance to try.
Yeah. This is where the show excels to me, taking a simple concept, a simple idea, and teasing out all the elements that make us think and make us question the right things. And also in the midst of all that, give us those great character beats and moments that make these relationships work and make, I guess I will say, endear these characters to us even more.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it stands, like you said, it stands the test of time. I think that's why, because the character work is so strong and the acting component of it is so strong that you can take a show like this and maybe an effect will be a little bit dated or whatever. But if the character work is strong and you buy into the relationships, like we look forward to watching this show. It's like we get to spend time with people that we like, it's that kind of thing. And so a show that can do that can really have this long-lasting impact that Farscape has had. It's a shame that not more people, as big of a fan base as it has, and it does have a really great fan base, it's still kind of overlooked and slept on by a lot of people that enjoy sci-fi. So
yeah, it's definitely still just a cult classic. Just as devoted as the followers are, it's still a smaller group.
Hopefully, with several of us YouTubers watching it now, hopefully that'll change.
Yeah.
And certainly we appreciate you watching and your support. We definitely want to know what you thought about this episode down in the comments below. We love to chat with you down there. And I think that's about it for us this time.
I think so. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.